Hey, what's up? This is Sunset with Hot Brass Gaming, and today I'm going to bring you guys a couple of highlight reels of me in PvP. Right here I'm on my DK, and then I'll teach you guys a couple techniques we use in our guild for PvP, and then I'll bring you guys my Nightblade build. You guys can take whatever you guys want from it or alter your builds if you feel necessary, and if you got some hints or suggestions on my build, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys. This is a technique we call the rope-a-dope or the slingshot. So we're going to go up, we're going to find a point to hide behind, and then we will unleash hell upon the enemy. Right now we're kind of kiting a Zerg, and we'll find this point which is going to be behind these logs. And we have one person we designate as the caller, and he will tell the rest of the group exactly where to move. I was obviously on the wrong side of the logs right there, but you get the gist of it. And I know it looks like we're in a large group, but this Zerg of Reds was probably our size, if not a little bit bigger. And it was a lot of fun doing this technique with them. So the key to this technique, obviously, is staying really tight as a group. And the other key technique is having a negate. 2 negates makes it ideal. 3 is superb. And it allows us to spread out the enemy because they will all scatter in different directions unless it's a very well disciplined unit. They won't be able to do it. And as you can see, we're about to do the rope-a-dope again. Go hide behind these rocks and then beat the dog shit out of them. So we're making the call, our leader's calling it, and then we will rebound. See, they can't see us. They don't know our true numbers right there. And then by the time they go around this corner, they are done. And this technique works awesome. And you can see how many Reds there are here. I mean, there is a shitload of them, and we will beat them all up. Sync dropping ultis is very important, and it's not having a lot of people on the comms. I mean, if you have too many people talking at once, the calls will get all messed up, and you won't be able to do anything. Mobility is the key as a group, because if you see these guys wanting to like 1v1, it ain't gonna work out for them. Because we will take out every guy, we call them stragglers, that'll come out there. And see, we're rebounding again behind this tree because they just keep coming, and then we will push them one more time. Here we are moving around the tree, and then we will finish up everything. This technique also works when you're outnumbered, in a 3-man, 6-man group. You just hide behind something, kind of kite them around it. I've even kited around a tree like 20 laps around a tree until they can't find me anymore. So that's kind of finishing up that technique. I hope you guys like that. We were also trolling with a scroll. I forgot to mention that. We picked up a scroll when we were just trying to find a good fight. This is what I like to call the old ulti dump ambush. So the whole guild kind of hid around. This is the Emperor's group, so we're not just beating up 6 random yellows. Yeah, we were just all hidden, and we all sync drop our ultimates, and it works out pretty good. Now, if you notice this build, I used the 5-piece Vicious Death. I think you'll see me take one off, but I use Swallow Souls a lot, Structure Entropy for the dot. And this is what you do when you got a big Zerg. This is me on my Nightblade again. You can see the mobility of this build. It's super fast, and we're going to do another rope-a-dope right here. And they're going to come in. We're hiding our numbers is the key thing, for them to not know how many we have, so they think that they can just Zerg ball us and beat us down. We'll all proxy up together and move as a unit. My proxy hits, and everyone just starts going bye-bye. And then we all ulti dump together and finish them up, clean up the stragglers, and then just start moving. And when the numbers get too big, you just do it again. You find a rock to hide behind, and then you unleash hell. All right, so I'm gonna jump right into this Nightblade build. Now this build works great in the sewers because of the increased mobility, as you kind of saw in the highlight reel, but I'll show you guys some more clips a little later on. But I wanted to give you guys kind of the nitty gritty, and if you guys got any questions, comments, or you can help me improve my build, I'm all ears. Please leave me a comment below. Now this character is a Breton for the increased magic of pool, which I find is very crucial to have a large pool, because a lot of things scale off of your max. So, like I said, I have 44k max magicka, low recovery in the health, and the magic. I use my resto staff to kind of get that pool back, and I find that's very effective, or I just hide out and stealth out till I get that pool back. I'm a vampire for the increased in movement speed while in stealth. I find that that's very, very, very helpful. I really don't use it for any of the other abilities. Now I chose to use the apprentice for the increase in spell damage, and I'm also using max health, max magicka food. You could probably switch that out with Tristat if you felt necessary. I'm using Lotus Fan as my first ability. I use it for transitioning from character to character and also as a gap close, but using it to switch between targets is very, very helpful when you're trying to not get hit at all. I'm using Swallow Souls for the heal, and I'm also using it because it does pretty decent damage. You could probably change that out with Concealed Weapon if you felt necessary, but I like Swallow Souls because it allows me to hit them from further away. I'm using Inner Light for those little guys that like to hide from me in the sewers, and I can find them very quickly. It also increases my max magicka by 5%, and with the passive abilities in the Mages Guild, it also increases my max magicka. And I'm using Structure Entropy. It's a nice dot for 1, and for 2, it grants me Major Sorcery, which is 20% spell damage for 20 seconds, which is very, very helpful. And while it's slotted, it increases my max health by 20. So I'm using Sap Essence for the AoE damage. I find it's a good heal, and it allows me to hit a lot of targets at once. In Cap I'm using because it's such a low ulti cost. You could switch it out with Tether, or you could switch it out with a Meteor if you have it to increase your max pool even more. On my back bar, I usually run Shooting Star because it's a larger costing ulti. I'm using Proxy Debt. They've nerfed it quite a bit, but it's still pretty usable in this build. I'm running also Healing Ward kind of as my like, oh crap, I'm getting deeps down, and it allows me to hit that, and then I kind of stealth out of there and kind of hide out to kind of get some of my health and magicka back. So it's very helpful. Also, it allows you to heal your friends as well. So Concealed Weapon is a must on the back bar because I'm stacking this. So I'm using Double Take, Concealed Weapon, and Cloak, and this one increases my movement speed by 20%. Double Take also increases my movement speed by 30%, and then I'm using Cloak, so I'm literally not seen, and I can move very, very long distances without even aggroing a mob, so somebody just doesn't even think I'm in that room. So I find that's very fun to play with, so you can troll people in the sewers, which is an awesome fun time. I'll go into champion points maybe in a later video after I do this update, but I'm running 5-piece VD on the front bar, and I'm running 5-piece VD, or sorry, 5-piece Kaggernax on the back bar. Kaggernax, I like it for the increase in res time. I find it's very cool in the sewers. When your buddy gets down, you can just res them real quick as a Nightblade. I think that's very, very crucial. Vicious Death, they've nerfed a lot. It's not chain procking like it used to. It used to just go off like a bomb. Now it's kind of more mellowed out, but it's still very useful in a 1v1 or 1v2. It allows you to do that. Kaggernax is a good set. I'm probably going to end up running Julianos and Alchemist, or Julianos and Kaggernax for this build. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to change it up. As far as jewelry goes, I'm running 3-piece Willpower, Arcane. I think it's the best magicka set right now for magicka classes. And if you guys got any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. I'd love to talk to you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks, bye.